Your body already knows how to clean house. It's been doing it since before you were born, and most people never have to spend a single dollar or a single extra minute to switch it on. Now here's the thing, we tend to think of the body as this passive machine that just wears down over time, like a car that slowly rusts. But that's not really the full picture. Long before refrigerators, before 3 meals a day was even a normal concept, the human body evolved a built-in system for surviving stretches without food, periods where it had to run on what it already had. And it turns out that system didn't just help us survive famine. It's also, quietly, one of the best tools we have for cleaning out the cellular junk that piles up with age. So today I want to walk you through 3 things that switch this process on, how each one actually works inside your cells, and then, at the end, I've got a bonus for you. A piece of scientific history that I think is genuinely one of the coolest Nobel Prize stories in modern medicine. So stick around for that. I'm a practicing physician, and I spend a lot of my time talking to patients about exactly this kind of thing. The small, mostly free habits that do more for long-term health than most of the supplements sitting on their kitchen counter. Quick disclaimer before we get into it. I'm not your physician, and nothing here is a substitute for personalized medical advice. Think of this as education, not a prescription. Okay, so the process we're talking about is called autophagy, and I know that sounds intimidating, but it literally just means self-eating. And honestly, that's a pretty good description. Picture your cells like a house that's constantly generating clutter, worn-out proteins, damaged little organelles, bits of cellular debris. Autophagy is the cleaning crew that comes through, bags it all up, and hauls it off to be broken down and recycled into raw material the cell can use again. The actual trash compactor, here is a structure called the lysosome, and the whole process is controlled by a kind of master switch called mTOR. When mTOR is active, which tends to happen when you're well-fed, especially on protein, it tells the cell, we've got plenty, no need to clean right now. But when energy runs a little low, another pathway, AMPK, flips on. mTOR quiets down, and the cleanup crew gets to work. Point 1 is fasting, or really, just giving your body a longer stretch without food than it's used to. This is the most direct lever for that mTOR switch we just talked about. Research has shown that even relatively modest fasting windows, we're talking somewhere in the range of 14 to 16 hours without eating, are associated with measurable increases in autophagy markers in animal and some human studies. You've probably felt a version of this yourself, that's slightly clear-headed, almost reset, feeling late in a fast, before hunger really kicks in hard. That's not just in your head, there's real cellular activity behind it. The takeaway, you don't need an extreme fast to nudge the system on. Extending your normal overnight fast by a few hours is often enough to start. Point 2 is exercise, particularly sustained aerobic movement. Think brisk walking, cycling, a real sweat-breaking effort, not just a stroll. When muscles work hard, they burn through local energy stores, and that energy stress is a trigger for autophagy in the muscle tissue itself, and to some degree elsewhere in the body too. There's good evidence that regular aerobic exercise is associated with increased autophagy-related activity, and this is part of why exercise seems to protect against so many age-related conditions. It's not just about cardiovascular fitness, it's cellular housekeeping happening in real time. You know that feeling of your legs being a little sore, but somehow your mind being sharper the next day? Some of that is your cells having done real maintenance work overnight. Takeaway: consistent moderate to vigorous exercise isn't just for your heart and your waistline, it's cleanup duty for your cells. Point 3, and this one surprises people, is sleep. Deep, uninterrupted sleep is when a lot of restorative cellular processes ramp up, autophagy included, partly because it's a natural low-energy, low-food intake window your body can lean into. Studies suggest that chronic sleep deprivation actually suppresses autophagy-related activity in some tissues, which may be one reason poor sleep is linked to faster aging and higher disease risk, though I'll say, a lot of that human research is observational, so we have to be a little careful about how strongly we state the cause and effect there. Think about how differently you feel after one bad night versus a genuinely deep one. That's not just about feeling groggy. Your cells didn't get their maintenance window either. Takeaway: protecting your sleep is protecting your body's overnight cleaning crew. Now, a few watch-outs, because this space gets marketed pretty aggressively. Detox teas and juice cleanses that claim to boost autophagy. Skip them. There's no good evidence they do anything beyond what a normal fasting window already does, and some are just expensive ways to feel hungry. Second, the idea that you need a heroic multi-day water fast to get any benefit, that's misleading. Most of the research suggesting real benefit is centered on much more modest, sustainable windows, not extremes that most people can't safely maintain. And third, autophagy-boosting supplements. There's a lot of buzz around certain compounds online, but I'd say the human evidence there is still pretty thin, and I wouldn't spend real money chasing it yet. Honest caveat across all of this, a good chunk of the strongest data comes from animal studies, and translating that directly to humans always deserves some humility. All right, here's your bonus, and I think it's a great one. Back in 2016, if I'm remembering that right, a Japanese cell biologist named Yoshinori Osumi won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine specifically for figuring out the mechanisms behind autophagy, using yeast cells to map out genes that we now know have close human equivalents. It's one of those stories that shows how a pretty obscure-sounding process turned out to be central to how we age, how we resist disease, and how our cells stay clean. So the next time you push your fast a little longer, get a good sweat in, or protect your sleep, you're leaning on biology that quite literally earned a Nobel Prize. I hope this was helpful. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.